it's pretty obvious that I'm obsessed with YouTube, right? So I decided to try and make that into a healthy thing by making a video about my favorite YouTubers. And so here's my top favorite YouTubers, and surprisingly, not all of them are furries. So there you go, you know? So sit back, relax, grab a bag of popcorn if you will, and watch my favorite YouTubers. And again, not all of them are furries, so there you go. Pocari Roo. Pocari Roo, I'd like you heard them. I'm going to call them them for purposes of this video because, well, I mean, it's a little odd because, well, the person underneath the suit is female, but the character is male. So I'm going to call them them so that I don't confuse one of them. I don't know. Call me politically correct or whatever, but I don't want any trouble. So with Pocari Roo, I like them because they make videos not only pertaining to the fandom, but I really like Pocari's attitude, you know? Pocari has like this sort of attitude that you don't really see in a lot of furry YouTubers. A lot of them are all sweet and cuddly, but a lot of them are like, but Pocari's not really like that, and I like that about them. Which, yeah, that's about it. Next one. Adler the Eagle. Now, Adler the Eagle is an interesting type. I'm not really a fan of birds necessarily, but I give a pass for Adler because he's so friendly and likable, you know? Adler basically was like, he's an eagle, obviously, but he's fun to watch. His animation series, I'm a fan of animation myself, and I love the idea of blending an animated character in a live-action background. I've always wanted to do that, you know? So, by the way, Adler, if you have any advice for me, hook it up. Yeah, you know, that's about it I got for Adler. Next one. Majira Strawberry. Now, I know how basic that is, that I'm a furry who likes Majira. But yeah, I do. I think Majira is pretty. I like him because of his positive character. He said in his video about the furry fandom and telling his "Help My Kid Is a Furry" video. He said that he wants to help spread positivity. I actually did meet Majira at MFF. And I also met Pocari at MFF. But still, they were, still with both of them, I heavily admire Majira for making this positive video and just being a very nice video to look at, you know? That's all I got. Next one. Just a Robot. Now, Just a Robot, I really like him because he is able to use realistic arguments. He makes realistic arguments, that's the best way of saying it. He does all sorts of videos that don't, and he doesn't just do these anti-SJW videos that I know some furries might hate, sorry. But he also does videos that are commentaries, basically. And I admire that about him. I always love commentaries. I like a good commentary when I see him. And just a robot's that got to do it. That's it. Next one. Dr. Mike / Legal Eagle. Now you're thinking, why are you putting two people in the same boat here? Well, put simply, both are kind of similar YouTubers, you know? They're both based on a profession that they both have a very well-known and well-respected profession, and they actually debunk what happens in movies with perfection, like medical dramas or courtroom dramas, you know? And it is interesting seeing what it's really like in a hospital or a courtroom, you know? I have no interest in becoming a lawyer or a doctor, but all this is interesting to see. Now, Dr. Mike, he's more fun to watch because he has this happy, positive thing going for him, but Legal Eagle is more interesting to watch, even though he's kind of drab because he's a lawyer and he's trying to be formal, you know? He has a suit and tie when he makes his videos and all that. I guess it's nice and all, but still, I guess it's, I don't know. Next one. The Angry Video Game Nerd. Now, the Angry Video Game Nerd, I know he's all has a lot of profanity in his videos, so that kind of, I don't know, but he is funny because he has he has a certain quality Jim Carrey almost. James Rolfe, the guy who does him, considers him himself a very visual type of YouTuber, a very visual actor, like a physical comedy type of thing. And he's totally right. You know, I completely admire him for doing his jokes like that. Plus, his selection of words, while profane, is still hilarious. I highly recommend checking him out if you haven't already, but you probably have. Yeah. Next one. The Gamer from Mars. Now, I know he's kind of wooden and all that, but it's really good when he's had to see what happened to Ray William Johnson, for example. I always wanted to know what really happened, and yeah, that was interesting to see. I've always found the idea of what happened to forgotten YouTubers, for example. So, yeah, that's interesting. Next. DeNiro. Now, as you may know, I'm a car guy. I love cars, and pretty much I have a Ford Mustang, you know. So it's no secret, surprise that I like Doug DeNiro. But it's not just that I like cars. That is one thing. He has a very particular sense of humor. He's trying to be keep to a PG audience, but he's so funny still, right? I mean, he once reviewed a Cadillac Eldorado from the 70s, and he was just he just joked, he just ripped the car apart and how stupid it was. Granted, that car is ridiculous. I would like a car like that myself. But yeah, you know, I wouldn't mind getting a car like that. And I like Doug's channel. I like Doug's humor. For example, his joke of, excuse me while I take a trip all the way to the back, right? Yeah, that's it. Next. YouTuber I obviously like, the top of the line, the Nostalgia Critic. I know I make fun of him within my videos, but I have absolute respect for the Nostalgia Critic. He's one of the funniest people I've ever seen. Like, this is stupid rant. Slow that down, and it's so funny how crazy he goes with that. Yeah, it's funny because one of my famous, because I noticed a lot of famous YouTubers are named Doug, you know, Doug Walker, Doug DeNiro. Yeah, that's a little weird, isn't it? But still, the Nostalgia Critic, he makes videos that even, like, I wanted to be a filmmaker, to be honest. I thought that would be a fun profession for a while. And Doug's videos are a prime example. He just shows really what you should and shouldn't do as a filmmaker. That's like, whenever it just shows what you should not do to make a movie. And I really admire him for that. Anyway, yeah. So that's my favorite YouTubers, and again, surprisingly, not all of them are furries, though Doug DeNiro did make an appearance at MFF, I think, sort of. Anyway, that's my video for today. I'm RJ Wolf, and this message will self-destruct.